Hey everyone, and welcome. There's something about student-led movements, isn't there? That energy, that drive to kind of shake things up.
Yeah,
They're often at the forefront, wouldn't you say? Like where we see real innovation happening.
absolutely.
And today we're diving into one of these movements that's making waves, really making a name for itself in Nigeria. It's called Sui On Campus, and
Mhm.
they're doing some really cool stuff in the world of Web3 and blockchain. So maybe you can kick us off and tell us a bit about Sui On Campus. What makes them stand out? What's their deal?
Well, what's really interesting about Sui on Campus is that it's not just about like one-off events.
Right, okay.
It's really about building a whole ecosystem.
Cool.
So it's about bringing together Nigerian students
Right.
around these really important technologies,
Yeah.
Web3 and blockchain.
Okay, so we're talking about Nigerian students, we're talking about Web3, we're talking about blockchain. These are all the hot topics, the really buzzing areas of tech, and SUI on campus is right there in the middle of it all. But what are they actually doing? What's on their agenda? How are they making this happen?
Well, they've got this really dynamic range of activities. I mean,
Okay.
you've got meetups, you've got workshops,
Yeah.
they've even got bounties, hackathons.
Oh, wow.
So it's really this multifaceted approach.
Yeah, it sounds like they're really going all in on this idea of getting students fluent, really fluent, in Web3 and blockchain. I mean, I was reading that, for example, they had a recent workshop on building decentralized applications on the Sui blockchain. That's pretty high-level stuff.
And that's what makes them so interesting, is that it's not just theory.
Right.
You know, everyone's talking about Web3, everyone's talking about blockchain, this idea of kind of revolutionizing the internet.
Yeah.
And these guys are giving students the skills to actually go out and build it.
To be a part of that future.
Yeah.
And they're doing this, I mean, they've already made some pretty impressive inroads. I know they're active in some major universities, right?
We're talking Veritas University, we're talking Foot Mena, we're talking Uniport, UNN.
Wow.
And here's the really exciting part. They're heading to Univen in just 4 days.
That's so soon. It sounds like they're really picking up steam. This is not just a local movement anymore.
You know,
And it's not just about the technology either.
right?
I've noticed that they're really big on inclusivity, especially when it comes to women in tech,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Which is so important.
Yeah, and they get that,
Yeah.
you know. They understand that having a diverse tech landscape, it leads to better innovation.
For sure.
So they actively encourage women to participate in all their events.
And it sounds like it's paying off. They've had some real success stories coming out of these programs.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of the things that that you've seen?
Well, I think one of the things that's really cool is they're not just working in isolation. They're working directly with tech companies, with industry experts, even with government institutions.
Wow.
And that's what gives it that real-world application, you know.
For sure.
I mean, I read this really cool story about a group of students from one of their hackathons. They'd actually developed this blockchain-based solution for verifying academic credentials.
Wow.
And it's now being piloted by a Nigerian university.
That's incredible. That's amazing. That's what we're talking about, real tangible change.
Exactly.
And it makes you wonder, if SUI on campus can achieve this in Nigeria, what kind of impact could this model has globally?
Yeah,
If you had similar movements popping up all over the world, each one really focused on a specific tech need for their region, I mean, the potential is huge, right?
absolutely.
What a network that could be.
It's really exciting to think about.
It is. It's incredibly inspiring, and I think it'll be really interesting to see where SUI on campus goes from here and what they do next. And yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll spark a whole global movement.
I hope so.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.